And we are live. Wednesday night with those guys, and Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
What's up, everybody?
How's it going, everyone? We are. That was me.
Yeah.
My bad.
You got to mute yourself. You got to mute yourself. What's up? JC flying. He's going to have his Avada back from DJI.
Okay.
Matt Bagwell. Gary's up early. What's up, everyone? How are you? Jody was here earlier.
What Russell did I miss? What's the numbers for?
Is here as well. Mr. Crowley and his drone. SJM Drones. Jody was here earlier. They should be back. Okay. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Wednesday Nights with Those Guys. It's hump day.
Yeah, the middle of the week. Yeah. Having fun, doing my thing, doing this, taking care of some business. It's taking care of business.
And it'll take some time, but it's getting done, right?
It's getting done.
It's getting done. That's all that matters. Hey, good morning, Rob. Feet on the ground, way over in Australia.
Doing what you gotta do.
Good morning to you and Sue. Hope you guys are doing well.
So what's going on in the chat?
Nothing. Gary just went, we are live. What did he say? Don't get hit in the eye. Oh, JC says, don't get hit in the eye with a tit with implants. So Steven, the flyby guys. What's up, Steven?
Steven.
16 or 17 abroad of 50 days. They still out there, the flyby guys doing their thing around.
They're really doing their thing.
Around Europe.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get to go on the Autobahn? Did you get to see the Autobahn? Did you get to see a car that was on the Autobahn? Anyway, how's everybody out there? What's up with you, Herman?
You know, I guess
you're getting a lot of stuff done. We can't go into detail right now, but
well, yeah, I'm.
What's up with you generally?
Generally, I'm fine. You know, I'm in good health. I'm getting better. You know, the ankle. The ankle is. I like to say it's getting better. Although, you know, some days that, you know, I get up, I got pain. Some days the pain comes after being all day.
I got you. Steven says he's in Qatar.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Now
all over the place.
Yes. Listen, I'm not mad. I want to be like him when I grow up.
Yes, me too. I mean, Stephen, in spite of, you know, and what I'm about to say may sound kind of strange to some people, Stephen gets around. He's around all over the world.
And not with the ladies, professionally.
Yeah, right.
As a workhorse. Yeah, we got to get it. Ross Show. How are you, Warren? Hope all is well. How is everyone out there? How's your week going so far?
Mm-hmm.
Is it good? Is it bad? We've had rain the last day and a half here in New York, so I didn't get as much chance to do any flying, but I got a shitload of footage. I don't mind. I don't care.
So what do you got footage of?
Well, camera drone stuff. I've been slacking on my FPV flying, so I'm going to focus a lot. Someone says Herman hurt his ankle pole dancing at bachelorette parties. You know what, bro?
What happened?
Russell said Herman hurt his ankle pole dancing at a bachelorette party.
You know what? I'm going to leave that one alone.
John says, Herman, I see your new box over your left shoulder. A Theme controller. What?
You know, see, you know what it is with John? John has this thing, right? Where he has the need for me to get on him.
Hey, Susan.
And then he's trying to bait me into saying something that he thinks I might not say, but I'm going to say it anyway. You will not ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever, never see a Femi any box in this lineup of stuff here at all, ever, until they can make anything that's flyable.
Not even if they gave you one?
Well, if they gave me one, you wouldn't see the box over here.
Well, they're getting
And
started.
they're not going to give me one anyway.
This is true. This is true.
I'm not. There's no need for me to buy that.
Well, all I can say is happy hump day to everybody.
Yeah.
Hope your week is going good so far. Matt Bagwell says he's been doing a lot of flying down in Virginia, the Virginia area. I need to relocate.
No,
I'm getting tired.
no, I'm not.
I'm getting tired of these winters here in New York.
What's wrong with them?
But then if you give up the winters here in the Northeast, you move for hurricanes or tornadoes or tsunamis. It's just always something. JC goes, oh, it's a mini. He could see it was a mini. He got jokes. He said a Femi. I would tape some bottle rockets to it and send it off for an adventure.
He needs help. That's the same box that's been sitting there for how long now, John?
I know. But see,
Well, have you got a new TV?
Now that he got that
A new phone?
That tit DNA out of his eye, he can see the box better. You shouldn't have got hit in the eye, John, by a woman with implants. That's all I'm going to say. But he thought he was going to be soft.
What happened to him?
Or did you say something and she said, huh? And turned and got you in the eye. What's up, Chris? Herman the drone dancer. They're coming up with names for you, Herman.
What happened to him? He got hit in the eye by a woman.
He got hit in the eye.
Yeah.
By a young lady's, by I won't know if she was young, by a lady's boob, and it was silicone infused. So he says, don't ever get hit in the eye by a tit with silicone. Mm-hmm. Sounds like he's speaking from personal experience.
That's what happened to you?
Well, he said he had to have his eye worked on, so that's not good.
I'm curious to know whether
Hey, Michael Blades.
I'm curious to know that if it was like what Lawrence said, was it a slap in the eye with such said part of the body, or was it the weight of such said person coming down with that force of it on top of your eye? I'm just curious to know how this happened to your eye, since you made it a topic of the night.
Wow, you guys are bad. What's up, Chris?
Which one was it, John?
Michael Blades?
Was it the weight of such body part coming down on your eye, or was it a slap with that such body part in your eye? Because I'm curious to know how.
Inquiring minds would like to know.
Yeah.
Or were you laying in bed and she turned over and reached for the remote or something? You said, "Oh my eye," like Marsha Brady did. Oh,
you saying like so either way? So you're talking about a combo of a slide across the eye and the weight coming down.
It's possible.
Okay, a combination. So that's the third category.
Yep.
Which one was it, John? Which one was it?
Yeah. Which one was it?
Hey, Jack Rabbit, what's going on, man?
38. Oh, 38 triple D.
No, that's not. I didn't ask you about the size. I'm asking you about how this occurred. Was it the force coming down on the eye? Was it the force slapping the eye, or was it a combination of the force of the slashing and slamming on the eye? Which one was
it? Says he was hit by his best friend. You guys, hey, where's Scott? I see Scott in here. Oh, hey, what's up, Scott? How are you, man? Hope all is well. Well, anyway, it's hump day. 5:08 Eastern Standard Time.
Just stop with the hump day, because all John's gonna do is keep going on and on about it.
I know. But
that's
today's
happened when he was humping on probably one Wednesday.
I know my son doesn't watch the live stream, but I figured I would yell happy birthday anyway. Maybe he'll hear it or whatever. But I said happy birthday on. It's his birthday, and then Joseph's birthday, who's in the beginner FPV group. Mm-hmm. He's a good guy, lives out here on Long Island, not far from me. It's his birthday as well.
Well, all righty.
Yeah, playing our games. Oh, see, too much detail. Playing our games, and they were swinging.
Here we go.
Oh, let's see. See. We're gonna have to put an X rating on this live stream.
John, I just asked you to answer just one question.
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3.
You should go.
I didn't ask you to fill in the detail part of the question.
Yeah, see.
So,
Thanks, Chris. I
fill in the
doubt
part with
it.
the X.
Huh?
Just fill in the part with the X. Don't fill in the description.
Right.
It's 1, 2, or 3. That's all it was asked.
Hope all is well, Scott. Anyway, welcome to Wednesday nights with those guys.
Lawrence.
We got a little bit to talk about, a little bit of this.
Lawrence.
Huh? Yeah.
It was 3.
It was 3.
Yeah. He said.
What do you mean?
He said it was playing their games and it was swinging.
So it was
a combination of a swing and a smash on inside.
See, no wonder. No, never mind.
Yeah, I mean, what were you saying? Yeah,
I lost my train of thought after that one.
Oh, okay.
Wednesday nights in the gutter. Well,
yeah.
We will.
It's getting there. Let's talk about drones.
Of JC's flying.
Yeah.
Now he almost lost an eye.
You know,
there's a pixel on this TV. Right there on my screen is a pixel.
Yeah.
That's white.
Yeah.
Which means it's probably dead.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
Hey, Johnny Drone Flyer, what's good?
Johnny. No, but talking about drones.
Hey, God bless America. Welcome to the stream. Cooking burgers and listening in.
Okay.
Talking about drones, yeah.
Yeah, well, talking about drones. DJI, I heard, is planning to upgrade their apps, or not their apps, but their maps. Their map service. Yeah. So from what I'm understanding, from what I read, that DJI is talking about a lot of things with like older versions of the app and wanting people to update before, or I don't know if it's before or after. Well,
no, they want you to do it before
to get
because
they're update because they're changing their map service.
They're doing an entire overhaul.
That of their map service, and their thing is that the location, because of the incompatibility with between the I guess the versions of the older stuff, and even with the newer apps, the older versions of them, with the overhaul of the map service, your location may not be.
Well, I hope it's a lot more accurate.
Well, I'm hoping so too.
Hey, Jay,
so that's why they want people to update it, because what's the date they were talking? The 25th of November.
Yes, the 25th of November. They want you to update their apps and remote controllers before November 25th. Now, I went and tried, and it says mine is still up to date. So expect it to be coming. Something should be coming out.
Yeah,
but I want to point out, this is a whole new overall. If you remember how the first smart controllers worked with a screen, hey, Stingray Ariel, how are you? Welcome to the stream. If you remember how the older apps worked, Herman, the maps were kind of glitchy, and they had an issue with that.
You're talking about the Fly app.
Yes.
Right, they did, yeah.
Yes, and also when using the Go 4 app for my Mavic Pro, the program takes so long to load. It's really, you really think like you're waiting for satellites.
Well, the Go 4 app, the one thing that I will say about the Go 4 app, if you didn't update the app, you could experience certain things that you didn't experience before, and you didn't experience the last time you didn't update the app. Yeah.
Hey, John Olson.
You remember what happened when we were in Atlantic City, and I didn't update the app. I didn't even realize it, that I was flying the drone, and I'm like, okay, well, it's not telling me exactly where the drone is in a location to the home point.
Right. Right. And that's scary.
So I had to look around and like, okay, that's what's
I
behind you.
remember that incident.
Yeah,
I
let's
remember that
fly back
incident.
in that
That was
direction.
crazy. If those of you don't know what Herman's talking about, all I heard him say was, "Uh-oh." Herman doesn't say "uh-oh" a lot.
I'm
He
like,
doesn't
yo,
say
it's like, I
"uh-oh."
don't know where I am in relations to the home point.
He took off. We were flying, right? You was this way. I was that way. We were
Yeah,
coordinating where we were flying, altitudes, all of that. Then all of a sudden, your home point just disappeared, right? And the line coming home, you know how you have the red
yeah,
line coming home? Just gone. So here it is, his drone
just the
in a
map.
location.
And the drone is sitting there. And I know the area that it's in, and I can see where it is. But how do you, you know,
Yeah,
without the map working, nothing's working. You just got a visual line of sight.
that's where being a pilot and knowing your surroundings comes in handy because,
A visual line of sight. Knowing, okay, it's there.
right, right.
It's the only spot that's not moving. Yeah, that's what they call it, right? But no, that was a fun time. You know, this is I want to. You know, you said that you're curious to see how that works, but
Well, I'd like to know if they were able to speed up because they're talking about
that
updating the mapping
they did an
system
update,
on.
but they did an update before with the map on the Fly app, didn't they?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. I remember.
And
I haven't
sometimes
used the
it
Mavic
works,
2 Pro for a
sometimes
while. I must check for app updates. Yeah, this is what they're saying by November 25th, people. If you own a DJI drone, update this
well,
firmware because they're
well,
doing.
it's
JC was
funny.
saying he hasn't flown his Mavic 2 Pro in a while. He's going to check for up. He must check for updates. But
Uh,
from what I understand on the Fly app, I have not seen anything just yet. I
no,
tried it today,
no,
and it's
I haven't either. But this is affecting the Pilot 2 app, the Pilot app,
uh-huh.
the DJI. What's this? The GS RTK,
Mm-hmm.
the DJI Fly app, the DJI Go 4 app, and the app that you guys may not be familiar with, the DJI Go app.
Right,
And
for the tree series.
um, you know, it's funny. The Phantom 3 and the original drones flew on that app too.
Oh, get out on the DJI Go app.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what I used originally when I first started flying.
Okay. Well, right here, it has every
It
drone
also
in
has,
the
not to
list.
cut you off, but it has the DJI it's the MG and the MG2
Mm-hmm.
and the Agris app. Yeah,
I'm
so
interested to
yeah.
see. Hold on.
And they
Let's
have
go.
the versions that they should be updated to. So if you're on the so I was saying that the Pilot 2 should be updated to
Mm-hmm.
version 4.1.11, and the Pilot is version 2.5.1.15 or 15, whichever one you see it as. And the GSRTK is you want me to go through all of these?
What happened?
You want me to go through all of these?
No, you don't
Okay.
have to. But
Basically, it's
basically,
affecting drones from the Matrice 300 RTK all the way to
all the way to our consumer
the
drones.
Agris, which is the Agris drones, which what was that, the T16 and the T20.
Yes. Yes. They're
So
agricultural
yeah,
sprayers.
so all your Phantom 4 Pros, your Phantom 4 Pro RTKs, your enterprise drones, all
Oh,
affected from the Matrice 200 to the 600.
you see what Draymond put? Says
Actually,
the Inspire, the Phantom 3 series, and some other enterprise drones still
yeah,
use the original Go app. I had no
yeah, that's
idea.
what I was telling you.
Yes, Agris drone. Yes, it's an agricultural drone that they have. They have a T16 and a T20 for
Hmm.
spraying your crops and things like that.
And on, like I said to you before, on the Go 4 app, or not the Go 4, but the Go app, this is affecting the Matrice 600 because
Yeah, I
they
came into the drone community with the
because
Go
they
4 app.
because you're yeah, so did I. Well, no, with the Go app because they
Oh,
now they
yeah, you started,
disowned
yeah.
because remember they discontinued the Phantom 3 series, so that wouldn't be affected in this upgrade. So those older apps are going to see an upgrade
It's
because
about time
of
because
the
the
map
Go 4,
change.
to be honest, the Go 4 app, I still use it because I fly my Mavic Pro. It's like
Mhm.
this. If you go someplace, someone says, how much do you charge for so and so? And then I
Mhm.
give them to do a certain something, and I give them a price. And then if they go, can you take a, a, a couple of $100 off or whatever, then
Uh-huh.
I pull out the Mavic Pro.
Well, it's funny you say that because here on the Go 4 app
Yeah.
and the products that is affected is the Matrice 200 series, the
Uh-huh.
smart
It
controller.
doesn't say anything about the Mavic Pro. But I
Right,
assume they're doing the Go for app itself
right.
because
So
right
then,
now you can't
no,
even
but
get
see, I get what they're doing because of the change. And remember, the V2 was added on the back end. So what once you make the change on the remote, because it has remote controller with the built-in screen and all of the other stuff like that for
right.
the smart controller and stuff like that. So once you make that change, the other, I guess the what are you talking about, the Mavic 2 series that didn't they discontinue that?
The Mavic what? The
The
Mavic
Mavic
Pro?
series. Yeah, the Mavic Pro.
Yes. Yes, yes.
That's
It
why
is
it won't be
discontinued.
mentioned. But what about the
Right.
Mavic 2? They still
It
have
is discontinued. There's no
these.
service for it.
What
If you
about the
have one
Mavic
that's
2?
working,
You still have
oh,
service for
the
that.
Mavic 2, they still have, yes. The
Right,
Mavic 2 Pro, yes.
because here it is on the
They're
only
still selling them.
well, the only upgrade I've seen here for Mavic 2 series is on the Pilot app
Right.
with the products working in the Enterprise series. So
Okay. Okay, well,
I didn't
you know
see.
what? I'm going to, when the update does come out, I'm going to update the Go 4 app. My only problem is that Go 4 app, I have to hook up the tablet. I don't got bougie now. I got a RC controller. Now I have to hook up the tablet and then the tablet holder. And I'm just messing around because I
That's
do
not
miss.
portable anymore, right? With all of that shit.
No, I wouldn't say that.
It's not portable no more, right?
I wouldn't say that. How is the Mavic Pro compared to the Mavic 2 Pro? The Mavic Pro was the first version of the Mavic series. And
Uh,
like any first version, all they did was improve on it. They also put that 1-inch sensor inside the Mavic 2 Pro. Now, the Mavic 2
yes.
Zoom had the one and one third sensor or whatever, like the Mavic
Whatever
Pro.
size it was.
Right, what it like the Mavic Pro, but the
Mhm.
Mavic 2 Pro, that 1-inch sensor, I've seen phenomenal work from it. I still see phenomenal work from it. But now that they got this Mavic 3 out there with that night mode and all these drones with that night mode, all I can say is you just got to work hard. You got to
Did you
work
say night
harder.
mode? Did you
Yeah.
say night mode?
Hey Angie, what's
Night
up?
mode. You know what, Lawrence? I got that that shot
Say it
you
slowly. Say it slowly.
that shot you thought was what you thought was a picture that I had.
Yeah.
That was snatched from video in night mode.
Now, see, that's nice. You actually snatched it. You took a snapshot.
No, I just put the video in there and clipped it in a couple of seconds and put it on the timeline.
Okay. Wow, that's interesting.
The
I
drone's sitting there.
I do know you can do stuff like that with the Mavic 3 and other DJI drones. Have I tried it? No. I've never tried to take a picture from a video before, but that'll give me something to look forward to.
Or you can do that
In
with
comparison,
the software.
what happened?
You do that with the software on your editing software.
Yeah, well, you know what? It's funny. I need to charge up the batteries on my Mavic Pro and take it out for a spin anyway. But I also use that Mavic Pro to teach people how to fly.
Maverick.
So if you come to me with your own drone, it's a lot cheaper than using my Mavic Pro, even though it's insured.
Lawrence, keeping along with updates. I also noticed here that Litchi, right, seems to have well, Litchi is doing update that's supposed to fix the takeoff error with the Air 2S, because many Litchi users have complained about a takeoff error. What's happening is that once again, an incompatible error that they're seeing on takeoff function, where sometimes with certain third-party software, because what I'm to understand is that this is happening with third-party software that use the DJI mobile SDKs.
Right.
What's happening is that it was getting a takeoff malfunction, or it would just cancel altogether.
Right.
The takeoff. Some on certain times that this was happening, like this is intermittent, I believe. So what Litchi did was they did an update to that they believe
a major update.
Right, that they believe corrects it, because this was happening with Maven and DRONEII as well, from what I'm hearing. That so they did an update, and I believe that that's supposed to happen with Litchi, but what, the 22nd of this month?
22nd of this month, and DJI is doing an overall on their firmware.
So there's a lot of firmware talk tonight,
before the 25th.
And there's a lot of firmware talk, guys. A lot of changes coming down the pike with a lot of your equipment that you guys use. So be aware. We're going to talk about some of it tonight, a little bit of it at least.
Right. Now, the Litchi, it says here that Litchi has a special update specifically for the Air 2S. Their paranormal panoramas would take longer to shoot in some cases.
Right. They did that for Android. Here we go again now. Here we go. Android app version 4.26.0, and for iOS users, you Apple guys, whether it's got the worm in it or not, this is version 2.14.3, and it basically, like you were saying, Lawrence, what you were saying was that it fixes not only the takeoff error, but what were you mentioning?
The panoramas would take longer to shoot in some cases with this particular app, depending on the panorama that you were shooting. I don't know. They don't say which one, whether it was vertical, the 180, or the wide, or what, they don't say specifically which one.
Right. Well, if it was
then there's also a bug that they fixed with the Litchi app is photo capture interval.
Yeah.
would end after the 99th waypoint.
Right.
So I guess at 99 it would stop taking photos.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's a lot of waypoints.
Yeah,
99.
I was just gonna say that. That's a lot of waypoints.
Oh, right, but okay, if you need to go past 100 waypoints, this will help you out. Now, I have noticed also there are a few people, and this is why they're doing this. Doing good. Thanks for asking. Okay. Um, the Air 2S
Mm-hmm.
has a 1-inch sensor. They also use the Air 2S for mapping
Mm-hmm.
now. You have the
Yeah,
Mavic 2 Pro, you have
being
the Air
done.
2, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Air 2S.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never thought to do mapping with an Air 2S because of the 31-minute flight time, but considering the Inspire used to have a 15-minute flight time,
Mm-hmm.
and it did mapping quite fine. So
Mm-hmm. You
it
know
is
what?
what it is, I guess. It's whatever tool you use.
Hey,
No,
Angie. Yeah,
I
no.
mean,
Well, what I'm saying, as far as the tool that you use, yeah. Well, I mean, you can leverage whatever tool you have to do what you got to do.
right.
I mean,
You know how many times people show up with a Phantom 4 and pull out their Mavic
well,
for the
well,
job?
well, well, what I was going to say to you is, I've used the mini three, so so don't 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 get me started.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Right, I've used the mini three,
Okay.
but with the
Oh,
image quality of the Mavic 3, right?
yeah.
Wow, I can't wait to get my hands on an Enterprise joint.
Okay, so you're gonna pull the trigger and get an Enterprise.
I didn't know the trigger wasn't pulled already.
Oh, now see. You heard it here first, just like I did. How do you know? Herman didn't pull the trigger on the Enterprise. But you mind me asking which one?
Listen, the
When it
problem
get
with
there?
I told you this before. The problem with DJI and their drones is that they're like any other camera. There's no such thing as perfect. They take what they did. They even did it with the Matrice, with the third with the M30. You gotta buy both of them to get the best of everything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So when you buy the Mavic 3 Enterprise, you might buy one that is mainly like case use for truthfully just really mapping. I mean, honestly, I mean, don't get me wrong, you could probably use it for certain other things, but its best case use for it would be for its mapping side. And the other one is, I wouldn't say it was strictly for thermal. You
Right.
could you probably map with it, but that would be going. I mean, with the image quality, I mean, with processing and stuff now, with the way these smaller sensors are working, you could probably get the same, if not better, image quality in what you were getting with the or close to with the Phantom series. The problem with the Phantom series is that once again, with the the mechanical shutter comes the accuracy of the shot, and that's what you get from this new Mavic series with the mechanical shutter. Plus, I always say that the bigger the eye, the better the see. Well, they
Yeah.
got a bigger eye now in this
True.
drone than
That
you did
four
on the
third
Phantom
sensor.
series.
That
Yeah,
four-third sensor, yes. I'm
so
still in the process of working on the Mavic 3 Classic myself.
the classic,
Yeah, the Classic.
yeah,
I'm in the process of working on it.
yeah,
I,
the
I, I
classic.
they returned my kidney.
Who? What happened?
I said they returned my kidney. I was trying to
Oh.
sell.
They returned the kidney.
God bless America is having fun in here. He said he saw a drone, a top quality drone in Harbor Freight today for $49.99.
Oh,
I
okay.
was like, there must have been a 3-minute battery life. He was like, no, the box claimed 30 minutes. LOL.
So
So now when you lose your drone, it'll stay adrift for 30 minutes longer.
what was the name of it?
Uh-huh.
What was the
Hey,
name of it?
what's up?
Who?
Orbit mode is when it starts chasing you.
Oh, it's funny.
You had that happen.
What?
Your drone come at you.
Oh, that's because that's because it hit the tree and it. I don't know why it did it the way it did it, but it did. It hit the tree and it turned around and came right back at me, and I'm like, oh, all right, wow, oh.
Wow, that's crazy. I've not had that happen. I used to fly Hubsan though. But Hubsan.
No, you don't understand it. When a phantom turns around and it comes right back at you, and you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, you're right. The only thing I've ever experienced was a toilet bowl effect of death, where the drone starts out like this, and after it takes off, because it had a bad GPS lock, and that corkscrew winds up getting wider and wider. And if you don't have enough sense to land it, it's just going to get bigger and bigger. If you take it up high, that was the weirdest thing that ever happened to me.
Never crashed again.
Take off and it would rock like this. Then it would start doing a small circle. Then the circle would get even bigger, like that. They call it the toilet bowl effect.
See that?
For lack of GPS.
And you asked me why about Femi and Mimi and GP. That's why I said to you, you ever go into a Micro Center and you look at some of the stuff they sell in Micro Center other than the important things?
It's hard. You will spend money
like the stuff that's along. No. I'm not talking about as far as like computer parts or computers or stuff for your desk and peripherals and those stuff. I'm talking about the stuff along when you're waiting to get checked out, the stuff that's there for you.
The impulse shopping.
Yeah, the junk that they sell along there and that they put out on those tables at the very beginning of the line space, where they put out like these little offshoot, I call them drones, that I don't even know. You got to fly them on some phone app.
Yeah.
We say some phone app, like DJI is not some phone app, but
I know,
Autel, like they're not some phone app either. But these things I'm talking about, some of them you have to fly with your phone.
Yeah, you have to download the app to your phone, and that's how you. Wi-Fi tag.
And then what I've realized with Micro Center also, they got these, all kind of little dumb shit that they sell along, like for you to snack on, and little knickknacks for you to fool around with.
The hologram clock.
And then they got this refrigerator, right? That's got nothing in there but Mountain Dew, Coca-Cola, Pepsi. No, I don't think they got Pepsi in it. Coca-Cola, one of them. And energy drinks. So what I'm thinking is that Micro Center is geared towards that dude that stays up all night drinking energy drinks. So he gets bored, so he needs shit to fumble around with. Yep. So he buys those little games where he can shoot shit in the little hoop and throw stuff. Yeah, that's what I think it is. That guy that's just whacked out on fucking something.
God bless America said, oh, come on, man. Everybody needs a nail clipper, a flashlight, and a screwdriver. It's true. Impulse shopping. They will get you all the time. And they do this because, hey, crypto, what's good, man? How are you? Long time no see. And they get you on it. And I used to be in retail. All of the stuff by the register is called impulse shopping. You don't need it, but because you're standing there online, or that Time magazine they used to have, or so-and-so magazine, it's impulse shopping. More shopping is done at the register than the actual stores.
I hear where you're coming from, but Micro Center is geared for their impulse shopping for that weirdo that's on that computer gaming all night, he's got energy drinks at the and little things for him to fidget with.
Yep.
When their brains start scrambling and they don't know what to do, they fidget, like how rats tear paper and
right. They have to shred paper and put it somewhere. They have to. It's instinctive. Jeff Bezos, don't buy anything before my crypto went completely to zero. I brought a resin 3D printer. That's messed up. But you know what? It being in retail, I found out it is so easy. More stuff gets sold. If you notice, if you go to Burlington Coat, you know how they have the cattle aisles going towards the register? Well, on the main, both sides of that aisle are filled with shit for $5 and $3, and you're like, oh, so-and-so said they needed a pair of headphones. Let me grab these. You know, impulse shopping.
You know what's funny about Burlington? When I was a kid, right? When I was a kid, when you went to the Burlington Coat Factory, it was a huge room of coats.
Right. The entire place was back in the day.
Just coats. Yes,
it was Burlington Coat Factory. And when you went in there, I remember one time going in for one coat and I walked out with 4. Because at first I went in, right? I said I need a casual dress coat to put over a button-down shirt. And I saw a pea coat. So I'm like, oh wow, this pea coat is gonna probably be about 100.
Be careful in there, right?
Yeah, right. One arm longer than the other. I know. But I said this pea coat's got to be about $150, $200. If it's $150, I'll get it, right? So what happens? I go to the tag, and the pea coat with the navy buttons and everything was $50. I said, well, shit. I was going to spend $150 on it. Let's go see if I can find another coat. I wound up walking out there with more than what I went in there for.
You know how those stores get merchandise? A lot of people think it's because the big stores don't purchase all of the stuff, so they get to buy whatever's left over. That machine gets off on the calibration on the stitch.
Yeah.
It makes that bad stitch in that little spot on that lot of like 20,000 of them.
Yeah.
They can't sell that shit to Macy's. They gotta give it to you.
Yep.
And that's how they end up in those places.
You're 100% right about that. You just have to make sure.
You just don't notice it because it's still good. You know what I mean? You don't notice that stitches off or, it's just small.
Here it is, Herman. Like you said, stitch. You know how it has a seam going up along your elbow or under your arm?
No, it's not.
You'll see a coat. You'll see one of their coats with one string hanging. If you pull that string, you will F up that whole sleeve.
Gotta burn it. But moving right along, the stuff that's on sale, they got
talk about sales, yes.
Yeah, Autel, Black Friday. What's going on? Autel Robotics have revealed their Black Friday to 2022.
You got to turn sharing on, sir. Oh, sorry. It's on.
You just habitually say that every week like it's not on.
I do, out of habit, but you got me this week. Keep going.
They're offering up the Evo, what's that? The Nano Plus and the Evo Light Plus drones for up to 35% off on discount in the United States. Wow. Wonderful. Yeah, with bundles starting at prices of what? $655? That's nice.
Yeah. Listen,
that's pretty good.
600 and change. I would get.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Black Friday for Christmas. Christmas coming right around the corner.
But I want the Mavic 3 Classic, so
no, but this Autel, the Autel Nano Plus deal, what they're talking about, what you get the Nano Plus drone standard package for $655, and
Yep.
the Evo Nano Plus Premium bundle for $709. You know,
Those
that's
are some
what
great prices.
35%. That's 35%
Those are,
off.
that
And with
listen,
the Evo Light Plus deal for Black Friday, what
anything.
are they? Huh?
Keep going. Keep going.
No, they had the Evo Light Plus standard package, and that was what $1,079.
Yep.
And the Evo Light was that plus premium bundle was for 1,199. So they're offering up a few things there, pretty much. You know that
Listen.
bundle
Let
for
me mean
a
something. If you want
thousand
to
and
be
change puts
competitive,
right. Those competitive prices they sticking right in there with DJI because what's the Mini 3 going for right now?
the Mini 3, what, 700? Easy?
Well,
And that's
no,
just off the top
no,
of my
I'm talking
head.
about the Mini 3 Pro
Oh, that I could not tell
with the controller and everything.
you. Mm-hmm.
And the fly more, you're not getting it better than this. Why not? Jump
I
on it. I mean,
now
that's competitive pricing, I would say.
it is. It is. I think
I think so.
Autel is doing what they're supposed to as a drone company, and they're staying competitive. And that's good because if you stay competitive
Mhm.
with DJI, guess what? DJI has to stay competitive with you.
No,
So if you
true.
put out a drone for $1,000, guess what? DJI is going to put out something for
So you
$1,010.
guys that like or that love these Autel drones, jump on it. If I had the
Or
means,
if you were thinking about getting an
if
Autel,
I
this is
needed the
not a
means
paid,
for
yo,
anything, I
exclusive.
would get one.
This is not a paid endorsement. Hey, JC, have a great evening, man. We
No,
appreciate it.
I actually still like what they had to say about what's that, the Light Plus.
Yeah, yeah. And these drones, believe it or not, are geared towards the media, the
Mhm.
social media person, not the drone pilot, but the person who thought maybe if I had a drone, my social media I could step up my game for 600 and change, $700. That's not bad at all.
Right. And if you had a little extra, you wanted some more batteries and stuff like that, you can get one of them bundles.
And isn't the flight time pretty good on the hotels?
Yeah, about the same. We're comparable with DJI.
Right. Now, I did notice with the light, a few people were saying that it's
They
not good
compare.
for winds. No drone is good for winds, but with the light, you figure,
But
okay, instead of flying in 27 mile per hour winds, you fly
they're
in
small
15.
drones. But they're small
Right,
drones.
right.
I mean, they're small, they're affordable, top quality
What's up,
drones
explicit?
for the drone industry. I mean, like I go back to like I said, what they have at Microcent on the tables and stuff like that. Those are drones too. Some of them come with controllers. You can buy some of them drones on Amazon.
Yes,
They're
yes.
drones. So if you want to compare those toy quality that sell for maybe like anywhere from 59 to 200, $300 to what Autel and DJI is producing in their mini class, well, shoot,
You can't beat the price, and I think it's
it's
very competitive.
$600. I'm on that.
But
I'm
it's
on.
competitive due to the point where I see where price marks are. When people said it's $1,500 was too much for the Mavic 3, and you
Mhm.
pointed out
I stopped
that,
talking about
oh,
that.
but when you pointed out that when
They wasn't
the,
getting it anyway.
the Mavic Pro came out, what was the price of it? Not the Mavic Pro, the Mavic 2 Pro came out.
Yeah,
What was the price of it?
same thing.
$1,500. There seems to be a $500 price mark amongst drone pilots, meaning $500 is affordable, $1,000 is affordable, $1,500 is affordable, and now DJI has found out $2,000 is affordable. No?
No, that's across the board on everything. When you go anywhere, the prices are up.
Right.
Prices are up anywhere. You want to breathe? Pay me.
All right,
That's
here's a question for you guys in the chat. Who plans on buying a new drone for the holidays? Whether it be for someone or for yourself? Who does anyone plan on getting a drone? I mean, 35%
What do they got to put in the
is
chat?
better than 20% because 20% only covers the taxes.
What do you want them to put in the chat?
Well, I just want to know, does anyone plan on buying a new drone for Christmas or for the new year? I know a lot of people that do that. They wait for the holiday, they buy everybody. The algorithms have spoken. Me. Okay, Herman. And we know you're going to buy another drone. Well, this we do know.
No, I just thought about it.
If I didn't want the Mavic Classic, that 4/3 sensor, I would probably buy an Autel. I've never owned one. I have flown them. I have flown a few Autel birds, and I've always liked the color science. Stingray Ariel says nope, he's not buying one. But for 600 and change, $700,
Well, I'm not urging anybody to run out and buy an Autel. I'm not.
I don't need a smaller drone than my Air 2S right now.
I'm just saying the stuff out there. I'm just saying that I might buy a drone for the holiday.
Angie said, "Not me. I almost did.
There's a lot of stuff out there."
She thought she almost lost her drone this week.
Uh-oh.
And Angie, I must compliment you on the pictures you've been taking and putting up. I know you take a lot of pictures, but now you're posting more pictures, and that's good. We always want to see women in the drone community posting, and we don't see enough of your work, so keep posting. More people shop online, so the algorithms tell the merchants that's popular. Yeah,
I guess.
I remember, Herman, that the Mavic Pro came out, right? And it was $1,000, right? So I was in Costco with my boss that I work part-time with, and he's going, "Yo, you see this drone?" He's like, "Yo, that's a hell of a deal." I'm like, "That's not a deal. That's the actual price of it." "Oh, no, it wouldn't be in Costco. If that was the price, that drone's got to cost $2,000-3,000. Dude, I fly drones. You do not. That drone is $999 in Costco and every place. Oh, the people are copying the price from Costco. Dude, the drone is a fucking $1,000. Just because it's in Costco doesn't mean it's on sale. John Olson asked, "Did I put the Mavic 3 for Classic for work?" Yes and no. Actually, both. More leisure than work. Definitely more leisure than work. But then I can take my Air 2S and dedicate that strictly to leisure and use the Mavic 3 for more serious.
What he's going to do is he's going to use it to work.
Hey, Briggs Scott, how are you, man? I want to get the Mini 3 Pro, hopefully Black Friday. Keep your eyes out. And keep in mind.
Listen, if I see anything, I'll mention it, but I don't.
Right.
Back before that.
Right, but keep in mind, the Mini 3 Pro is a great drone, okay? The only advantage it has over the drones in its class is that vertical camera. That vertical camera is a deal breaker for me. $49 sound better than $1,000. You're right about that.
The image quality on the Mini 3 is good. I'm not going to take anything away from her because I've used it. She flies well, and I told you, she flies good. But if I had to compare how when I'm feeling the sticks and I'm seeing what she's doing,
you can feel it. You can feel how she flies.
Right. The Mavic 3 and the Air 2S are better flying machines than the Mini 3. Image quality, she's okay. She's decent. She's very good. Once again, those two drones are a little better to me. Especially some of the things that I've seen with the Air 2S that I've even shot myself. Mavic 3, nothing else
Well, see,
out
this
there.
would be my first 4/3 sensor. You tell me all the time, Lawrence, you need a camera. You got to get a camera. You need a camera, and
The
this would be the closest I could get to getting a camera,
4/3
right?
sensor.
A 4/3, right? A 4/3. I've never flown a drone with a 4/3 sensor. I've never developed pictures or done anything on a 4/3 sensor, so it would be just right for me. I know it's just right for a lot of people at the price of $1,400, say 1,500 off the top of your head.
Mhm.
You can't complain about it. Now,
Oh,
had they made a classic with the 1-inch sensor, I don't think they would have
mm,
sold me.
no, no, I don't think that's going to happen. What I think is gonna,
No, I'm
and
saying had they
and
done.
from what I'm seeing, and I've heard this mentioned that maybe that you're going to probably see the smaller sensors and the mini drones, and your Air series will have the 1-inch sensor, and your larger drones will have the 4/3 sensor. Now that's something that was mentioned over on the other guys last week Wednesday with Dobo and Eddie. They mentioned that about the 4/3 sensor.
Mm-hmm.
That was in
Mm-hmm.
the stream over there in the chat, and
And like you say,
they
the bigger
mentioned that
the eye, the more you can see.
hey,
There's no simpler
there's
way to
no
describe.
there's no other drone right now that I could think of that has. I mean, in that price class with better image quality in the Mavic 2. I'm quite sure that the guys who buy the Femies and all that stuff is ready to jump on me and say, my Femi got just as good quality. No, no, it don't.
Yeah, I get it.
No,
I get it.
I'm just joking. But no, right now it's probably the best drone you can probably find. And now that you can get the classic without the telephoto, because a lot of guys will tell you I don't even use it.
And I agree with that. I've never used this. That's not true. I recently used the zoom feature on the Air 2S only because it
No,
was 8 times, and I did it, and I was like, I'll never use it again.
no, but with the telephoto lens on camera on
The Mavic
the
3.
Mavic 3, I told you showed I don't even know if I sent you the video where this photographer was showing was how you can actually
View Chaser.
use it. Huh?
I know I saying what's up to View Chaser.
Oh, a photographer was showing how you can actually use the Mavic 3 to use that camera to shoot with for certain things. And it was funny because he showed a street corner, right?
Yeah.
Traffic passing. No boring ass street corner, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he zoomed in all the way, right?
Right.
And then he rose up with the drone slowly. You look at that shot and takes that boring ass corner and turns it into something different.
Okay. And that's a different perspective.
And anybody that has the Mavic 3, try that and you'll see what I'm talking about.
It's not you have to have like that Martin Scorsese eye
Here
to
we
see
go.
to see and appreciate stuff like that. No, I know exactly what you're talking about, but used I've never recorded video for the purpose of using the zoom for that type of effect. I've
That's what it's on the camera, it's on the drone for.
yeah,
It's
maybe
not
I need
meant for you to fly around and like stop and on a subject.
yeah.
Nobody
Yeah,
wants to see you do that.
that's true.
Is
But no,
okay.
I've
I use the zoom on the Mavic 3 to do that dolly zoom effect with facing the building as I pulled back with the drone and zoomed in.
Right, zooming in as you pull
and
back.
Pulled the buildings from Manhattan in with the shot.
Right, see, that's that Martin Scorsese eye. But, I want to talk about something. You guys out there in the chat.
What'd they do?
You do, no, nothing bad. I didn't put a disclaimer, so it's nothing. If you do hyperlapses, okay, if you do hyperlapses, I want to point out something that scared the fuck out of me.
I still think you need to refresh that firmware.
I'm going to do it in the morning. Actually, you mentioned that because I want to tell you of my experience and let me know if when you do hyperlapses, you've experienced this. But since the last update, keep in mind the last update that DJI did for the Fly app, there is something new when you do a hyperlapse. When you did a hyperlapse, it would say 375 pictures. When it got to 370, it would say almost ending. Okay, now, when it finished at 375, it would say processing. And below the little shutter, you would have 10%, 15%, 20%. Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't like this update. I hope they do a fix for it really quick because now there's no countdown timer, no percentage timer. So when you do a hyperlapse, you're sitting there and it's going spinning because it's processing like it's supposed to, but you have no control over your drone. And what I mean by no control, I was up close on some construction equipment on the beach, and the guy knew I was recording him, and it scared me because I was doing a hyperlapse, freestyle hyperlapse, and I was literally going back and forth and orbiting around him, and my final shot was to be straight in front of the guy, down in front of his cab, while he's loading a truck.
Right.
To catch that. And after it finished, it said processing. So but before the update, after it said processing, you had control of your drone. You could go up, down, turn, whatever. Usually while it's processing, I bring the drone back to me. But what happened to me, and this scared the shit out of me, I went to go up and pull back away from the construction crane. No control. I couldn't go up, left, right. I couldn't spin. I couldn't do nothing. If you experienced this doing a hyperlapse, complain to DJI like I did, because the construction guy was so close that all he had to do was take his crane and extend it about halfway, and he could have went ding and knocked me out of the air. Now, while I'm panicking, saying I have no control, why don't I see processing this? What's wrong? The drone just hovered there, while it was processing. You have no control. I waited about a minute. I told Herman this. Hey, Bill, coast to coast. I told Herman this.
Whoa.
I hit return to home, and the drone in like 2 seconds immediately started going up, and it said processing complete. And it scared the hell out of me because I like to shoot my hyperlapse and bring my drone back to me while it's processing. It's just sort of what I got used to doing. I don't like leaving my bird hovering there in the same spot where it's doing the hyperlapse. So if you've experienced this or not, try doing a hyperlapse and tell me if you experience the same thing. I'm not saying that hitting the return to home knocked it out, because I actually did wait about a minute and a half. It takes about a minute and a half to process 375 pictures, which is only a 15-second hyperlapse. But I had to mention it.
Well, like I said, we're talking about updates and service providers tonight, and there's a whole lot going on with different updates, and I can't stand this damn seat cushion that it keeps
supposed to make you more comfortable.
It's not that it's not comfortable. It just keeps sliding the way it wants to slide, and I'm still sitting on it, and it's still sliding out from underneath me.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
but getting back to what I was saying, if you're not done laps, don't panic. Hopefully they'll come out with hopefully they will come out with a fix for this. But in the morning, just for the hell of it, I'm going to flash the firmware and refresh it. Definitely, I did not like that. The fact that it was processing and hovering there,
Right. You
The
want to be able to
escalator,
move it.
right? I could not move back. Usually, all right, even if I couldn't do anything, I move back out of the scene from where I am. I'd like
You know
control
what?
of my bird.
Now you know why that's not good. Let's say
Somebody
you
of
were
lesser experience wouldn't know what to do.
no, but let's say you were shooting right, and like a manned aircraft, like what happened to us the other night, right,
Hmm.
was coming into the area. You wouldn't be able to move. Get out of
Right,
the way.
right. The helicopter would have been under us. Yeah, if we didn't comply and yield to the helicopter. Right. If I was shooting a hyperlapse, if I had stopped, it would have stopped, but I had no control. Before
Right.
I could stop and fly it back to me or fly it away, whatever I needed to do. But with this new update on the Fly app, if you
Mhm.
do a hyperlapse and while it's processing it, no longer it is scary, having no control. If
Mm.
if you fly a drone, you need to be in control at all times. They tell you that when you study. If you do not have full control of your drone, you should not be flying it.
Now, let me ask you, you don't think it was environmental, right?
No, I was out over the beach, dude. In fact, I was 50 feet out over the water.
Never mind.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And the fact that I could not bring my drone back to me, it really bothered me. And then I said, wait a minute. Let me try. I thought about shutting the app down, shutting the radio down, and doing that, but I said, no, that'll just put me. Can you cancel the processing to regain control? I don't know, Stingray or Ariel, Gary. I honestly don't know. All I know is it used to show percentage, 20%, 70% below it. Now it does not.
Mm.
And
Well,
also, while it was showing that 20%, I could fly the drone back to me. Now
now,
it's processing and standing there. Of course, it's a firmware
I would try
update.
refreshing that.
I'm going to try that in the morning.
Okay. But
Well, John Olson, what happened was
mhm,
after waiting about a minute, because I expected, usually when it's processing 375
right.
pictures for a 15-second hyperlapse, it
Hmm.
usually takes about a minute to a minute and a half. But in that time, I usually fly
Does
it
it?
back. So I waited, yeah, I waited a minute. Shoot,
I don't
don't
know
go flying.
because I've shot um you talking about with hyperlapse, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So like I said, I shot them with the Mavic 3 oh, you were with me. And
Yeah.
it didn't take that long to process
It's
with
about a
the
minute.
more
Believe it,
engineers.
about a minute and a half. But
Yeah.
I waited and then I said, you know what? Let me hit return to home. And I hit return to home and the drone said, "Doo, doo, 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 doo," started to go up to 200 feet, even though I didn't need that ceiling, but I had it set at that from the last place I was flying. And at about 150 feet, I canceled it and it
Mhm.
said processing complete. But I brought it back. I let it hover right there and I watched it, the 15-second hyperlapse. I just did not like not being in control. Like I said, the guy knew I was filming him with the excavator, but
Mhm. Right.
had he wanted to be an asshole, all he had to do is extend the arm and go ding.
Doop, knock you right out the sky.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, an average person would, hey, South Florida drone flyers, how are you? The average person would have thought, oh my God, it's gonna hit low power and fall into the water or whatever. Usually, if nothing else works, I don't suggest this, but this is one time I suggested hitting that return to home. You know how we do, Herman. We don't hit return to home for nothing. We fly back.
Right back.
You fly back. Now you flew there, fly your ass
Right
back.
back. You know, I'm one of those guys that's willing to admit that before I knew what the hell I was doing and before I got really into this, I had more drone than I needed or could or should have had.
Right?
This thing has flown some missions. I was going to say that.
Okay.
Chasing cruise ships here in New York, following them around the bend, going towards the bridge.
New York Harbor, heading towards the Verrazano, open ocean.
As the sun starts going down, that's a trip. Coming back, when you chase that last ship, that Disney ship that leaves late,
The
coming
one with
back,
the police escort to the bridge.
yeah, coming back, you got to fly all instrument.
Yeah, I believe it. I'm sure. It's flying New York Harbor. People think it's easy, but it's not
And you
because
got to stay
at
high because some
that
of the
time,
ships that are sitting out there with the
14 stories high.
with their mass up, you gotta make sure that you don't fly into them in the dark.
That's true, but I honestly don't trust flying New York Harbor anymore
No,
because Staten Island drone pilots, you never know who's on the other side of that ship.
you got obstacle avoidance.
Listen, that's okay. I don't need to catch ships that bad. If it was something that I haven't seen before, like how they have the 14-story cruise ships, like the rolling cities that go by, those
Yeah,
I like catching, but the
we've
ships
caught
only
those.
like, huh?
We've caught those.
Yeah, those I don't mind catching. The smaller cruise ships, I don't care too much
But
about.
to me, they're better when the sun's going down. Those shots are so much better. There's clouds in the sky, and the
Yeah, New York
sun's
Harbor.
going down, and you're catching them as they're going. Especially when you catch them with the bridge in the foreground.
Mm-hmm.
No
Yeah,
better shots.
they make for some great digital shots.
Yeah, but you know what, Lawrence? It's time to how they call it, pay the
Pay
bill.
homage. Pay homage.
Yeah, so we got Wednesday night with those guys sponsored. So how they say it? Wednesday night with those guys is sponsored by those guys.
Salute to everybody and our sponsor. And if you're wondering who the sponsors are, so am I. All I know is I get.
The
All I
people
know
in
is
the back to keep harassing me.
all I know is I get texts. Yo, you didn't pay homage. That's all.
The people in the back.
Um.
Don't pay any attention to the guy behind the green curtain.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Exactly. Al, do you feel any different now that you're a professional?
Who?
Someone's asking, 107. I think he's got 107. He's got his 107.
Well, you know what? Who are you talking to, Al? Well, here's the deal, Al. I'll tell you this. Anybody ask you now, make sure you tell them you're federal.
Not federal, federal.
Federal.
You got to get it right. I am a federal drone pilot, not federal.
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 Certified. Certified federal.
Yes, that's how you say it.
Ready for hire. Fly anywhere. Top
Well,
gun.
congratulations to you.
Nobody better.
Yep. All right. Top drone service. Oh, the AC kicked back on. Oh.
Yeah, top drone service providers for 2022. Huh? Yeah. So what is it, Lodge? Drone Industry Insight? DRONEII?
Drone Industry Insights.
Yeah,
Drone,
Insights. Yeah. DRONEII. DRONEII.
Yes.
Yeah. They have named, believe it or not, this year's top service providers. And drone industry is becoming like baseball now, where they're keeping stats on everything now.
Hey, Stevie, what's good, man?
How many times he got a base hit wearing them same blue underwear?
Uh-huh.
They keep stats on everything in baseball. Now they're starting to do that in the drone industry, I can see. So the winners, right, were divided into what, 2 categories, they say?
Uh-huh.
Now, to make their determination, they used the 3 I guess categories. When you break it down into smaller categories to make the determinations of the winners, and that was based upon their size, growth, and their public attention to determine their performance. That's what they did. So, believe it or not, the rankings split into 5 the 5 best they call it remote sensing companies.
Yes.
And the 5 best drone delivery companies.
Yep.
Now, this is interesting because with now the U.S. is at the top spot in both, in both sectors of this, with Zipline being the top in the medical drone delivery,
Yeah.
at that number one spot.
At 100% ranking. Damn.
Yeah, and Aerodrome group, they place first in remote sensing. That to me, that that.
Oh, you mean Aerodyne?
Aerodyne, yeah, Aerodyne, yeah,
Oh,
Aerodyne.
I'm looking for
Yeah,
Aerodrome. Where the hell
yeah,
is
my
it?
bad. Aerodyne.
They're
They're number one in drone. What is it? The sensing companies. So
yes.
I just look at this with the full report. It has about, what is it, 20 drone sense service providers in both categories, right? With 8 of them of the top 20 being those service providers being from the United States.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, we know Zipline, right? Because we've done many stories on Zipline.
Right.
But the thing that that sticks out about this is that this includes the top 3 delivery service as well, because like we talk about the top 20 drone sensing companies. Well, basically they use like anything that's using cameras, or what they call it, sensoring. So like companies that are using cameras for their actual like footage, or for any survey mapping, whatever it may be used for, whatever, other than using the drone to deliver a product. So like I said, in the top 28 of them are from the United States, with that being including the top 3 delivery companies for being from the United States. But their primary operations take place outside of the United States. So yeah,
Have a good evening, Stingray. Thanks for coming through.
Yeah. So basically, like I said, most of their operations take place outside of the country, even though although you have, like I said, Aerodyne Group being number 1 in remote sensing. The rest of the list is globally diverse from all over the world.
Dan the man. Go ahead. Saying what's up to Dan.
Oh, what's up, Dan? With five of those in the top 20, once again being American firms, with them being American remote sensing companies.
Well, all I can say is kudos to the United States. Now we just need to get it going on here at home, but usually you have to work abroad before you bring something home. So let's see how.
That's because of regulatory standards and things like that. So they're saying, based upon when you look at this list and you compile everything, you say to yourself, well, we have an influence, but maybe it's not as big as we think it is because of our rules and regulations that we have that are stopping, or should I say halting, some of the performance and being able to do the research that we need to do to be able to get the things that we need to get done. Like, okay, we talked about the corridor up there in Utica,
in upstate New York.
The 50 miles that they use the entire thing for beyond visual line of sight training to see how well it works and whether or not we can have multiple drones in the air beyond visual line of sight. Now, you remember we were at what's that? What park was that over there? Don't get me wrong. Out there in Greenpoint.
Oh yes. Okay. Oh, Hunter's Point.
Who?
Hunter's Point Park.
No.
Oh no.
Greenpoint.
Greenpoint.
Why can't I remember the name of this park?
I know you're talking about the little triangle-shaped park.
No.
Where?
By automotive.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. I just don't know the name.
When we went the fire department's robotics team.
Oh, over there. Yes, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of the name. Over by the William Vale.
Yes.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
William Vale. Right over there. When we were over there, and remember we were packing up afterwards. Yeah. Somebody flew. What was it? A drone right past, and then they went back in the other direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Luckily, we were on the ground.
Keep saying that with remote ID, and I don't think that that's so much remote ID. I think that will probably come later on in something like what we see now, like in the ADSB with the we see planes flying past. We can be able to catch other planes that we pick up flying by. Mm-hmm. Maybe we'll be able to do that with other drones someday. And beyond visual line of sight will be possible.
It's yeah. Hopefully so.
Because beyond visual line of sight, believe it or not, I hate to break everyone's bubble. That's not happening for 107, and it's not happening for consumers. That's not for you.
Industry only.
107 does not allow beyond visual line of sight. You would have to get a waiver because you want to operate beyond the 107 rules.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but if you want and can get a waiver to fly beyond visual line of sight, don't you need spotters along the way?
I don't know what you need from the FAA, but I do know that your sensing equipment has got to be better than the ambient light shit don't work at certain with certain light. That's right. Not acceptable. You have to be able to sense other things around you.
Right.
To be able to fly beyond visual line of sight. Well, it's not happening.
And right now, that's not happening at nighttime with these sensors.
Well, you know what? I haven't heard of anything, but I do know that people are flying beyond visual line of sight. And some of them are getting waivers to fly beyond visual line of sight in an astronomical distance. Because I didn't know that there was a cap on beyond visual line of sight.
That's good to know. Very good.
I thought beyond visual line of sight was beyond whatever I can't see.
Yeah, but just because you can't see it doesn't mean that 13-year-old can't see you.
You know, a 13-year-old can't see what I'm talking about either.
Oh. Okay, never mind. Never mind.
That's the way 13-year-old can't see the drone and Bayonne.
Yeah, true.
But it'll make it there. Ain't that something? You could actually sit in Brooklyn and fly your drone to Staten Island.
Yeah. To Dan.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking at what Dan put. I don't want to repeat it, but he had some marinara meatballs. That's all I can say.
Oh.
I think he's having some what is that? What is the word? Flagellation.
Flagellation.
Flagellation, yeah.
Yeah.
He's having some flagellation. He might have some flagellation issues later.
Uh-oh.
Eh,
Flatulating.
all
Uh-oh.
I can say, Dutch oven your girl.
Mm-mm. That's
Dutch
nasty.
oven.
You know that, right?
Huh?
You know that's nasty, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because in order to
Dutch
do it,
oven.
you have to take it yourself.
No, that's not it. Well, if you dealt it, you should be able to deal with it.
And this is true.
But my thing is,
Oh, killing vampires left and right.
your Dutch oven is nasty, bro.
It
That's nasty.
is. It is. It definitely is. But kudos to Aerodyne for the top 5 sensing service providers: Aerodyne Group, Terra Drone Corporation, Cyberhawk, Nordic Unmanned, Field Group. Those are the top service providers for sensing. Like, of course, beyond the visual line of sight. And then the top 5 delivery service drone providers: Zipline number 1, Wing number 2, Matternet number 3, Mana number 4, and Flytrex number 5.
Now
And this up to
you know
their
what?
20.
You know what's funny about that?
Huh.
When you look at that whole drone delivery thing, and
Hey, Charlie.
you really get down to the nitty gritty of it. If Matternet couldn't be named number 1, and I understand why they weren't named number 1. Damn, yo, number 2. These are the guys that started the whole shit here in the United States. There's the first drone airline in the United States, Matternet.
Right.
Because I remember when they first started with Dr. Gwen and UPS over at Wake Med in the Carolinas.
Well, they were still a concept.
Delivering from one portion of the hospital, because it's like a medical center, and I believe it's a teaching hospital as well. So been able to move blood samples and things. That started with blood samples, moving it from one area of the hospital complex to the other.
Right.
With UPS and Matternet. That's how it all got started.
Really?
Mm-hmm. The drone delivery.
I do remember them coming out saying
drone delivery company, first drone airline to be certified by the FAA here in the United States was Matternet. And I remember Dr. Gwen over at Wake Med Hospital set that program up. He was the one that pioneered that, got it started. First one. So with them being mentioned as number 3, I understand that Wing is doing a lot of stuff in Texas and delivering coffee and maybe a battery and maybe 2 donuts and stuff like that. But these guys are moving blood samples and COVID tests and vaccines and all kind of other stuff that they need for the medical world.
Right.
Not number 2. At least the guys that started it. Come on.
You would think.
Number 2. Oh, at least number 2.
Well, there's something's not going right. Hey, Uncle Bill's Toys, how are you? Welcome to the stream.
Bill, what's good, man? Uncle Bill. Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, Dan. Someone's saying get some Gas X. I'm out of TV. It looks like I'm going to put down my favorite pair of socks.
Wow. What happened, man? You got problems, yo? You know what they say is good for that? Ginger tea.
Ginger tea?
Ginger tea. Get some ginger tea. It's good for that. I say it's good for gas. I don't know. Good for something.
I don't know.
Who knows? I don't know.
Charlie. Oh yeah, Charlie's gonna bring me that. We're going to get together this week.
I've been having. Listen, you could try some of this Glenlivet. That's what I've been having all day. So it might help you move a little easy too.
All right, Charlie, that won't be any problem. I'm just not free Saturday. Wait, I am free Saturday. I just have to go drop off some medication and get back. But Saturday,
Now, when you say medication,
no, I have to actually take some medication
working
to
for the
somebody.
pharmacy?
Yeah, real medication.
You working for the pharmacy or you working for the
No. They have it delivered here, and then I have to deliver it to the right owner.
Right. Uh-huh.
What are you talking about, man? You know my
I'm not talking about anything. You're the one that's talking about it.
with my nephew. Why can't I see Uncle Bill's? Tim Jackson, good morning over in
Tim
Australia.
Jackson.
Eighth grade squad. Hashtag eighth
What's
grade
good,
squad.
man?
Night Train, what's good? We here in Michigan have vineyards, ginger ale, warm it. It's good for the stomach.
See,
There you go.
I told you, ginger tea.
We gotta have Tim Jackson on here one day.
You know what? If I ever took a trip to Australia, I gotta go to where he is, that area, anywhere in his area, because I gotta hook up with him.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That would be an interesting.
I got to.
Well,
Tim Jackson, I haven't spoken to you in a minute, bro. How you been, man? How you doing, man?
yeah, I hope all is well. I wanted to get to this picture, Herman,
The picture.
that I have on screen.
What picture?
Well, the DJI O2 goggles. That picture.
Oh, well, yeah. You know what? I'd like to talk a little bit about that
Here's a picture.
because I'm hearing, I'm seeing, and I'm thinking about these leaks and rumors and stuff we always get from DJI's marketing and development team.
Uh-huh.
But what are they talking about? A new set of goggles?
Yes.
And the O3 air units are coming soon.
Yes. Now what
So now see, every time this thing happens, it sparks the conversation. Well, what about what I already have? Would that work with it? And can I what's going on? I don't know. What's the speculation?
these are the new goggles, and supposedly the only difference between these and the ones that are out are the fact that on the right side, there's a touch screen, a touch panel, and they're going to get rid of that touch panel and put in the 4-arrow directional button to operate through the menu.
Oh, okay.
I understand. So right here will always show, you're on channel 2 or whatever. And on this side where you could manipulate the controls, or I don't even know. I haven't even seen the goggles. I'm assuming the side, it could be the top, who knows? It's obviously not the bottom, but they claim that they're getting rid of the touch sensor and putting 4 buttons in to manipulate the goggles, as opposed to the first version that came out, which has that sensor. Oh, and they're getting rid of head tracking. A lot of people don't use head tracking. I guess that's okay.
I can see that not working well with guys flying FPV.
Head tracking?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But with the Avata, I guess it would work. Where you turn your head to the right, and I don't know. We'll have to see what it turns out.
Look up.
Yeah, well, we have to see how it turns out. Hey, 107, what's good, man? It's okay to lurk. We get plenty of lurkers all the time. We appreciate it.
107.
Touch screen for the screen you can't see. Right. Drone, right, Charlie. They have a touch panel.
Just touch it. It won't scream.
Yeah, that's a little. You know what?
I'm glad
they're coming out with smaller goggles. Would I like a smaller set of goggles? Yes. Do my goggles still work? Yes. So if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Seriously, if it's not broke, don't bother. Why? Why even bother? If I've been flying mid-range and long range for so long that each time I try to learn how to fly freestyle, I go back to cruising anyway. And I'm like, I'm not going to break my shit. I'm trying to learn a trick. But that's pretty much how it is. All right. Would you guys, you FPV heads out there, now they say this thing is going to work on the O3 goggles. I mean, the O3 air unit.
But what do you think about this, though, Lawrence? As far as an FPV guy, I'm not an FPV guy. What do you?
As an FPV guy, if it back plays to the old air units and the CADX units, then it's worth it. Then it's worth it. But supposedly they're launching this on the same or around the same time they're launching the O3 DJI O3 air units. Now, from what I understand, your goggles should, not these, I don't know about these, but the other goggles can see the O3 unit and the older CADX units. Will this one be able to see the CADX units? I don't know. We won't know until it's
that's what I was talking about before with all that. Every time they come out with something new, that becomes the talk. And it's like DJI used to be at one point 3-4 years, and now it's becoming like every year now.
Yeah. And Drone Psych says it's too small for my fat Italian face and nose. Come on. It looks very small. It looks slightly more refined than the other goggles that are out, but not by much. Will it play the will you be able to use the older stuff? We don't know yet because we haven't seen any specs on it. All we've seen is a picture so far. Usually after the picture, the specs come out somewhere. But I'm assuming if it's working with the O3 unit, it's got to work with the O2. And if it works with the O2, that means it's got to work with the CADX units as well.
Listen,
there's a different story.
It might.
Right. Only DJI knows what the hell. I think it's very selfish of DJI also to come out with the goggles for the Air 3 unit, because now you're singling out the people who fly the Air 2 unit and the CADX units.
Nuh-uh.
Why?
Because they could buy the O3 units that's coming out.
Oh, see, that's some shit. See, that therein lies the problem.
So that's DJI.
Fine. I brought patch antennas for mine, and believe it or not, I honestly believe that my older goggles with the patch in the front and the two omnidirectionals. Unfortunately, I find the new goggles uncomfortable. Stevie says, "Yeah, because they're made for a smaller face." Stevie says, unfortunately, he doesn't like the new goggles. And why so? Why so, Stevie, if you don't mind me asking? Because Stevie has a normal face. He doesn't have a large forehead, Neanderthal forehead, and sunken in. You understand what I'm saying? Those goggles will not fit someone, an American. They're not designed for Americans. I'll be honest about it. I thought before I spoke. I haven't
not much.
A solution yet. Oh, what happened?
So who are these heads that?
Listen, I'm trying. I'm trying to word it properly. I'm trying to keep.
Who are these heads that they fit? It doesn't fit. America.
Scott goes, "You poor big-headed people." Yeah, pretty much.
I like doesn't fit American heads.
Top heavy.
Not even Barry Bonds.
Well, Drone Psych says, "I'm thinking reconstructive facial surgery to keep up with DJI. You'll be calling me Charlie Chan soon." Oh, so you mean this nose won't fit in there, huh? Okay, that's what she said.
Here we go. It's around the world. We're back to where we started again. Did you say that's what she said? This nose won't fit.
So this nose won't fit in there, but that's what she said. Oh my goodness. I'm glad I got a piece of veal after this. I'm gonna go cook my
Oh,
freaking
here we go. We got a piece of veal.
yeah, I have a nice piece of veal I'm gonna bread and cook.
I've never called it that, but
Think about it. Those goggles will fit on a 10-year-old.
I've, I've never called I've never called it that, but hey, whatever you want.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
piece of veal.
That's right. I
Oh, you
call it
talking
a
about?
piece. Oh,
Oh,
you
you talking
never
about?
heard of a piece of
Oh,
veal?
oh, you talking about the actual young calf?
I say a piece of veal. That's what she said. Okay, we're going squirrel. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
No,
The goggles, the new goggles. Listen, I have the older goggles. I trust my patch system. Need that West Coast Beverly Hills nose. Oh, you mean the one that's barely holding any
oh,
skin on?
you talking about that? The one that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No.
No, no, definitely not. But anyway, getting back to the picture, I'm gonna pull a picture up one more time, and I'm just gonna
Uh,
point out something
you know what,
here.
Lawrence? You funny. I got a piece. I got a piece of veal waiting for me after the live stream.
That's what she said.
I
I'm
never,
just saying.
I never referred to as a piece of veal, but hey.
I always say that. I don't know. These goggles right here. I see micro
uh,
SD slot. Here's a headphone jack, or it looks like a headphone jack.
mhm.
It or maybe power, who knows?
Mhm.
But I haven't seen the original goggles. All I can say is this looks like a slimmer version of the new ones, the ones that were out before. I have not seen them. Maybe this nose area is a little bigger, but I've noticed a lot of people were complaining about the goggles and the nose and all of that stuff too.
Oh, okay. Well,
And light leak, which is important when flying goggles. Me,
that was the one thing that I did hear about
yes,
the
light
new
leak.
goggles. I did hear.
I don't mind a light leak because I can actually
Mhm.
see behind me in them while I'm flying. But
Right, right.
usually I fly leaning up against something. As of lately, I have to do it that way. But
Okay.
I mentioned to you a couple of times flying FPV, I experienced vertigo. I went up to do a dive and was like, whoa, I'm getting dizzy. I'm getting dizzy.
Uh-oh. Look out.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you know what, Lawrence?
hmm.
Um,
We'll see where the goggles, we'll see where they go.
yeah, truthfully, but what I wanted to mention, because like I said, keep in line with updates and stuff like that. We know that DJI recently released the Mavic 3 Enterprise series,
Right.
right? And when they released that, everybody was like, okay, well, here's a smaller form factor. You don't have to run out and spend all that money on the M30 if you know your use case scenario is not as big. This was another price range that DJI was able to capture.
Right.
Well, believe it or not, that drone came out, and I don't know if anybody got their hands on it yet, but DJI is doing a not what they call a firmware update, but they're doing what they call a firmware upgrade.
Okay.
Where
Okay.
to the Enterprise drone series, well, and believe it or not, they're addressing several new functions and features.
Okay.
Doom, doom, doom.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so
Uh,
they
So,
have for the Enterprise version aircraft. Well, it's version 05.01.02.03, and for the remote control, it's version 02.00.02.10. And I believe on the pilot app that is it's version 5.1.1. for. Now that adds a world of different things
Right.
supposedly to the Enterprise from what are they saying that this thing does? From real-time follow functions.
Okay.
Yeah, the well, the
Well,
follow.
let me see if I understand this right.
And
This particular company, Claw PPK DJI Software. This has to do with mapping, correct?
yeah, they do, but what I'm saying as far as DJI's update is concerned,
Or geomatics. Okay.
on the there was a couple of articles that's featured, not on the one from what was the name of that company? Not the what was that company? Yeah, I think you're referring to the company that I spoke to you or sent you some information on. Not that, the one on the actual update of the enterprise firmware, what supposedly adds different features to the actual drone itself without
Okay.
using third-party software.
Okay. It's interesting because until I started finding out about these enterprise versions, I
Mhm.
had no idea there were so many third-party apps for DJI. Because I
Yeah,
was always under the impression that DJI was very secretive, and now I see there are a lot of third-party apps that run DJI um, hardware, DJI drones.
yeah, because like I said, this is adding different features and functions from like I said, real-time follow functions. This pertaining to things that have to do with your mapping and stuff like that as far as the drone is concerned. And to all the way down to uh basically it's fixing issues with recording. I didn't know the drone had issues with these things because you know I don't have my hands on it and I haven't heard the complaints yet. But
Right.
apparently they're getting ahead of it, and even with this what's this even that have to do with optimizing basic flight functions and characteristics of the drone. So
Right.
they're getting ahead of this thing before it even is out there in everyone's
But
hands.
from what I see here, and correct me if I'm wrong, but this particular company, Clo Geomatics, is making it easier for you to process your mapping
Mm-hmm.
by through an app called Make It Accurate. Maybe I'm wrong. Correct me if I am. But
They
that's what
do.
was making accurate camera position a key part of generating accurate mapping products.
Mm-hmm.
So I was under the impression that they're just enhancing Claw Geomatics is enhancing the software they already have and making it more accurate with this Make It Accurate app post processing option. It was a little confusing at first, this actual story.
Well,
Oh,
that's what I was.
Dodie says when DJI gives out the SDKs, then all of these companies can. Okay, I see what's happening here.
Right. That's why I was saying to you that, speaking more along the lines of where the other information that I was reading on the Enterprise drone, DJI has to work out the kinks within DJI first
Right,
because
right.
they're in a process right now of updating. And I think I read to you some of these the update to those different versions and the pilot app as well.
Okay. Here's something. Here's
So
an
if
app.
you so if you go to one of um one of the publications that was on that mentioned this is in actually, believe it or not, Drone DJ.
Okay,
If
interesting.
if you go to Drone DJ,
Right.
Drone DJ mentions it as well. Uh,
Okay.
with the Enterprise series firmware upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And they're mentioning the same thing. Um, it's a list of things that are coming that are, I guess, either fixed or brand new to the drone itself.
Developer, DJI.
So
No, I'm listening to you. Okay, become a developer.
mhm.
All right, and they will send you. All right, the SDKs. That's interesting. I guess everybody's doing it, Herman, because
Right.
there's a company here called SkyGrid that I
Hmm.
registered for to be a beta tester. And
Hmm.
what SkyGrid is doing, they are one of the companies, I'm going to share so you can see. They are one of the drone companies out there that's trying to come up like Aloft and Before You Fly, an automated drone operation for pilots and enterprise. Now,
Hmm.
right now, I'm bringing this up because they are in the beta testing section of this, and I have signed up for it. You download the app for free, and it's an app basically designed for mapping, but from what they claim, there's a lot more to it. Have I watched this video? I have not. I've just signed up for it. Someone said it would be interesting for me. Um, it says for individual operators to gain access to airspace, plan and execute flights, and locate objects in real time. Now, my only problem is they have a disclaimer also. If you use this software, and
Hmm.
which applies length, authorization, automated mission planning, all of the stuff that these other
Yeah, there's a lot of
recommended phones. Now,
companies that's
see,
doing the same thing.
right. Yeah, that's what I wanted to point out. But from what I see here, I don't even qualify because the DJI Mavic Air, the Mavic 2 Pro, the Mavic 2 Enterprise, and the Phantom 4 Pro V2.
Hmm.
So right now that disqualifies me.
Okay.
I had no idea that was specific. But if you have these drones and you're interested in becoming a beta tester, this company, SkyGrid, right here, is offering. I will take the link to their page and post it. Who knows?
Okay. See, now here's one of the things like I'll tell you about with this improvement and upgrade to this app.
It's the
They're
link
improving
long.
the accuracy, right? In
Yeah,
the Mavic 3 Enterprise in low light environment.
right.
So so they're improving the mapping accuracy in low light, such as like a cloudy day where it's like overcast. You need to map where your shadows might be a little and muddy and stuff like that. They're
Yeah.
improving the ability to be able to capture the footage.
Yo,
What happened?
the TV and lights and everything just went bleeding.
Yeah, it was doing that before.
Okay, well, it just happened here.
You
The
didn't see
TV.
it. I saw it a couple
Oh,
of times.
you saw it too.
Yeah,
All right, all right. Well, let's wonder what the hell is going on there. But
but you know
okay,
what, Lawrence?
yes.
Uh, every so often I come across a couple of videos here and there,
Hey, Marcel.
a couple of
Yeah.
videos every now and then, and I happen to see one by what was this guy? Trailblazer and video, Trailblazer video and photography.
Okay.
Yeah, did a nice uh video, one shot that I saw, I happen to share it with you, and I'd like to share it with everybody else tonight.
Shared it with me.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
you didn't
I
get the
didn't.
video?
No.
Sure, you did.
I'm looking now. I'm scrolling now. Evo Light, Evo, Mavic 3, Air Unit, Osita. DJI release, top drones in
I know I
Autel
sent you the
Black
video.
Friday, DJI introducing Air 2S, Litchi app. The last thing you seen was router.
You
Yeah,
didn't get the video.
no.
You serious?
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
lost the video.
I'm already back at last week's fly list. It never came through.
Uh-oh.
Hold on. I'll go right here to show you what I had last that you sent. Let me share the screen real quick.
One second, you don't gotta try to share
Oh.
the screen.
Here, right here, Messenger. There's Jameson with that 20-pound steak. There's DJI, Litchi, YouTube. No, I never got it. If you want to send it to me now, I can play it.
Well, now I gotta go and find it because
Oh, shoot. All right, never mind.
you said you can get it. So I mean, I can get the video. That's not the problem. The problem is that you said you never received it. So now I gotta go look for it and all that other good stuff like that right there, and hope that I can find it and get the information on this video. And well, I did give everybody the information on the video. It's a nice video. I just have to locate it, you know.
Okay.
And once I can locate it, I can probably give it to you.
Right.
But I'm trying to find it right now as we speak.
I just got. Okay, I got it. Hold on. Let me just cue it up and we'll have a match there. Okay, nice. And it's nice and crispy too. Hold on. Pause.
Yeah.
I'm just setting it up. Okay.
Hey, Tony.
Hey, Tony. Hey, Tony. What's up, man?
You ever see those skits on YouTube where they have like the two animals and they're like staring each other across the phone? Like, hey, what's your name? The guy goes, Tony.
Yeah. Okay. Nice shop.
Yeah, I believe this.
Convenient window. Hey, she kind of cute. Plain Janish.
She's there about her car. She's not there about what you're looking for.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Volkswagen. All right. Not bad. Not
to
bad.
The music.
Oh. Hold on. I'll have to stop that. And I'll have to stop it. If you want to see it from the beginning with the music, I have to hit share audio. I got to share sound. There we go. Now we can watch it from the beginning with audio. Now that's much better, right?
He really went back to the beginning.
You get the top level of protection of the extended warranty, which is awful.
It comes with full service history. That includes the full MOT and a PDI check, which includes...
Still say she looked kind of cute.
She's in there getting hustled.
She in there hustling. She behind the desk.
Once they start telling you about the full warranty,
they start speaking another language. I see a few high-end cars in here. See some Volkswagens that you don't see here in the States.
you just don't notice.
Oh, that's what it is?
Now you're always going to see cars in Europe that you don't see here.
I'm under the impression that this was flown with the Avata.
You think? Yeah, it was.
Yeah. All right. Scott of Leeds. All right.
Yeah.
Kudos to Trailblazers on photography.
So how they say with that
And
that's
Copper
all,
State was
folks.
good. Well, Herman, that's it. It's that time.
Yep, that's all, folks.
Don't forget to check out the other great live streams.
Yeah, there's a few of them
Johnny
on
Drone
tonight.
Flyer,
Don't
along with Captain Ray Kelly.
Uncle Captain Ray Kelly, Johnny Drone Flyer, Fly for Fun. Who else is on? I believe Coast to Coast, Bill is on.
Yep.
I seem to forget this thing every week. Jake Sloan is on tonight, and I believe, I'm not sure if Dobo and Eddie's on tonight, but they should be on tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, correct. You're right.
Hey, Copper State, what's going on, man?
Yes, man. But we appreciate you all.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Great live. Have a wonderful night. God bless Susan Lee. God bless you as well. Howdy
Thank
doody.
you, Susan. Yes.
Listen,
Thank
thanks
you,
for
guys.
coming.
We appreciate you all. Thank you for all stopping in and hanging out with us and having a little bit of fun tonight. You know, it's all fun and jokes.
Right.
You know, and having a good time and exploring the drone industry. So,
Yes.
Thank you guys all for coming and hanging out with us. And I guess we'll see you again next week, Wednesday, with some more and interesting stuff to talk about. So, anything else, Lars?
That's it. Be safe, fly safer.
And with that, good night.